Okay, so we're going to balance the third question on here, which says propane, which is C3H8, which is a gas, is combined with oxygen gas to produce CO2, which is carbon dioxide, and water. So you guys can read the story problem, but I'm just pulling out the important stuff. So let's write out the equation. So we've got C3H8, which is a gas, adding to our O2, which is a gas, which yields CO2, gas, sorry, plus H2O. Now, the way it's worded, it says gaseous water. So we are actually, that is a gas. We are not listing that as a liquid. We're just going with what it says on here, okay? So let's balance it. What do we have on the, oh no, you guys, that's my cat. Okay, well, nothing's perfect, right? Oh, I want to keep this in here. Hold on. Momo. That's my cat with a mustache. Sorry, she's helping me. Okay, little entertainment. So what do we have on this side? We've got, let me make sure it didn't move too much. We have carbon, we have hydrogen, and we have oxygen, okay? We have 3 carbons, we have 8 hydrogens, and we have 2 oxygens, okay? Now my cat has hair on the paper. Sorry, you guys. All right, so let's look over on this side. Let's line everything up. So we have a carbon, which is part of the CO2. We have hydrogen. We have oxygen listed twice. I'm going to separate them out. I'm going to take the first oxygen here that's with the CO2, and I'm going to separate it from the oxygen that's on the gaseous water, just because if I have to put a coefficient in front of either one of these two, it'll affect the number of oxygen. So let's just leave it like that for right now. So on the carbons, we have 1 carbon from here. We have 2 hydrogens. This first oxygen from the carbon dioxide has 2, and then we have 1 oxygen on the water. Okay, so this is going to get a little bit tricky. Let's start with the hydrogens, because that's the largest number that we have on here. So we have 8 hydrogens on the reactant side, and we have 2 on the product side. So let's put a coefficient in front of the water that'll change the hydrogen. So if we want to get to 8, we're going to put a 4 coefficient to multiply by the 2 hydrogens to give us 8. Okay? That 4 also gets multiplied by the oxygen. Remember, our oxygen from the water is the one at the bottom. Okay? So this now becomes 4. All right? So let's look over what would be the easiest one. Let's look at our carbons. We have 3 on the reactant side. We only have 1 on the product side, so let's address that. Let's put a 3 in front of the carbon to change this to 3. That 3 also applies to the oxygen that's on there. So if we have 3 times the 2 oxygens right there, we end up with 6. Let's take a look for a minute. These total 10 oxygens. We didn't keep them together, but we have 10 oxygens. That's important for when we look at the other side. Our carbons match, our hydrogens match. We have 2 oxygens on the reactant side and 10 on the product side. So we're going to put a coefficient of 5 in front of the O2 gas, which turns this into 10, and we are balanced.